What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome to a divine message from the divine to you. Let's see what the unicorn has to say. The holy waters of unicorn. The holy waters unicorn. The unicorn between worlds and the unicorn of calling. Okay. So you got the holy waters unicorn. The unicorn between worlds. Calling you. You're getting a calling from in between worlds. Worlds between worlds. You're being called to read between the lines, read between the worlds. The holy waters. So I feel like your answers are flowing to you. Your answers are in what you feel all the time. What you feel regardless of what you're doing. Your baseline feelings. And it's more obvious than you think. That what's distracting you is overcomplication, over justification, over rationalization. And your answer is in what you feel. And for a lot of you, you may not know exactly what you feel. You may feel a lot of things. You may feel a lot of people. And Spirit is saying, that's great. If you're unsure and you feel a lot of different things, then that's fine. That's enough to work with. You could zoom out. Zoom out of all these options. Zoom out of all these feelings. And feel what is beneath it. Maybe you're longing for freedom. As the unicorn of calling flies away. I think you're longing for a sense of purpose, a sense of calling that transcends everything. You don't want to be told what to do. You don't want to go by any rules. You don't want to be rigid in the way you live, starting now and forever. You don't want that. You don't want any rule books. You want to be so sure of yourself that you could just wake up and start flowing. The Spirit is saying that's very possible for you. That you could start doing that. See how it feels. Get used to it. Get used to being in the flow. Get used to knowing who you are. Get used to not knowing who you are. Get used to knowing that you don't know. Or get used to knowing that you do know. Maybe you do know. Maybe you want to know who you are and you have a sense of who you are. I think it's powerful to know who you are. We say that no one really knows. We say that it's always a mystery. But I don't think that's always true. I feel like you can create who you are. And you can know who you are and live that way. And there's no strings attached to it. There's nobody saying, "Oh, you're going to run into a dead end. You can't live like that forever." Who are they to say that? And why can't you adjust? So there's always adjustments you can make. So it's feeling like Iron Man. It's feeling like Iron Man. Like he says, "I am Iron Man. I know who I am. I'm Iron Man. You may not know what that means, but I know what that means, and that's what makes me Iron Man. Iron Man is ever changing. So you may say, oh, you're restricting yourself. You're restricting yourself to a certain idea, but no. My idea of myself is infinitely expansive. So, yeah, you do know who you are. Okay? Seven of Swords. And you feel a lot of pressure from people who don't. It's pretty much the majority of people. It's very rare to be in this state that you're in. Extremely rare. That's why it's the unicorn calling. That is the unicorn, really. The unicorn knows they're the unicorn. The unicorn is always the odd one out. The unicorn is always a shock, but the unicorn isn't shocked by that. The unicorn likes it. And that's what's so shocking about it. Like, wow, you came into this world alone and you're still happy. And the unicorn's like, yep, that's what I do. I know you're grateful for it. I know you probably won't tell me that you're grateful for it, but I know you are. Okay. The High Priestess and the Magician. Okay. So I could be speaking to somebody who's struggling with your identity. Or you have really close friends who are definitely struggling with their identity, but it's a reflection of an aspect of you. It's like we're really leaving behind scarcity. When we struggle with our identity, we try to steal. We try to get what we can get to fulfill our needs. We think that the light is scarce. But on the other side of your understanding, of you unlocking your own perception of yourself, then there's no longer a need to look elsewhere. There's no longer a need to compare. There's no road you're comparing with. There's no soul you're comparing with. And I also feel like you're getting the difference between who's really in your soul tribe and who isn't. Who's really a kindred spirit and who isn't. I feel like your soul tribe, and you may have a soul tribe of like past incarnates of yourself. Like you're aware of certain people who you were. You're aware of who you were in past lives for some of you. And it's like those people where it feels like it's yourself, even if they're not yourself, even if they're not you, it's giving you the example of who's in your soul tribe. It's giving you an example of who really feels you, who really gets it, who really understands what it's like to be the unicorn. Because there are a lot of people who act like a unicorn. They're jealous of the unicorn. And they center their whole life on studying the unicorn. And honestly, diminishing the unicorn. They do it subconsciously. It's like there's a subconscious jealousy. And these are coming from highly enlightened beings. These are coming from people who we trust, who are in who are on the main stage, who we're supposed to believe. But there's an underlying jealousy. There's an underlying scarcity. So I feel like maybe you had experience with these people. You had many experiences with these jealous people who act like the unicorn. They're not the unicorn, but they act like one. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people who are like that. But then you got examples. You connected to your soul tribe. You got examples of true unicorns, of true people who share your power, share your abilities, share your telepathy, share your psychic abilities, your connection to God. It's like you and your soul tribe have a very, very similar connection to God. Your gratitude is very similar. The way you go about life is very similar. The way you view God is very similar. And that's honestly the best way you could depict who you were in a past life, as if that person has similar faith as you, or the same faith as you. Because it usually has a very, very similar signature, a very similar footprint. And you could tell if it's you. Okay? So I'm definitely speaking to somebody who you may be contemplating. It's like you see somebody from the past and you're like, that was me, right? That was me. And Spirit is saying, yes, that was you. You've always known. You've always known. It's just Spirit really wanted you to tell the difference between you and these other people, and how unique you are, and how rare your faith is. How great thou art. Okay? You're a magician. You're the sacred magician. The high priestess magician and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So it's like your newest signature, where you're at currently, and where you were in past lives. Like you've had many hundreds and hundreds of lives, maybe. Or maybe less, but you've had lives where a long time ago where you didn't embrace your ability to manifest. You didn't embrace the abundance that you are. But I feel like in recent past lives, you've embraced it. And you've been creating in heaven. You've been creating in absolute bliss, and absolute completeness, and absolute abundance. And that is what Spirit is reminding you of now. That this signature of abundance that you feel, it's rightfully yours. And it's something that you've developed in recent past lives. And you've developed it very, very well. And if you're contemplating, is there more I need to do? Is there more studying? Is there more work I need to put in? Spirit is saying, you got it down. Spirit is saying to somebody, you got it down. You got it down. There's no need to rush it. Your understanding is on point. You're ahead of the game. If anything, you're too hard on yourself. If anything, you need to think less and do less. Because you got it down and you're on the road. Okay? All right. The Hierophant. All right, that's a beautiful reading. I'll see you later. God bless you. Bye.